National Assembly President Madame Pany Yathotou made the comment on Monday, the 6th of July, when summarizing the National Assembly members' opinions in the debate on the government's implementation of development plans, that the lenient management of government development projects, public debt, and negative social phenomena, which have yet to decline, remain challenging when it comes to the governance and administration of the state. Madame Pany said National Assembly members highly valued the government's efforts in implementing the plans, with some main targets having been reached, such as continued economic growth, political stability, and a stable currency, while some of the Millennium Development Goals, or MDG, have also been attained. Meanwhile, she reminded the audience about NA members' concerns in relation to revenue collection, which reached only 46% of the target, and export values, which reached only 38% in the past 6 months, while noting that there are some MDGs related to the education and health sectors which need more urgent attention. National Assembly members called on the government to revise the distribution of responsibilities among ministries, as they observed that the unclear distribution of responsibilities between the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment and Ministry of Finance has resulted in a shortfall in the collection of tax and other fees in relation to land, which is a potentially huge source of revenue. National Assembly members also raised serious concerns about the use of natural resources, especially the harvesting of wood, and the balance of sawmills and wood processing factories, which they said was a chronic problem and high on the list of public concerns. NA members wanted local people participating in the development and protection of the forests near to where they live. Parliamentary members also called on the government to take the draft of the Juristic Act regulating the transference of property into capital. Public debt was another hot issue at the National Assembly session. Despite NA members praising the government attempt to address the issue, they wanted to ensure there are no more repeat payments for the same development projects. Unrealistic costs per unit and the cost of entire projects, which are many times higher than market value, were also a concern of National Assembly members, which they said caused a huge loss of state assets. They asked the government to inspect investment projects from planning until their completion and hand over to the government. NA members also asked some ministries, especially the Ministry of Education and Sports and the Ministry of Health, to make more efforts towards achieving the Millennium Development Goals indicators, which remain far from the targets. Regarding rural development and poverty reduction, National Assembly members called for the devolution to be implemented under the Samsang, or 3 bills, by transferring more power to local authorities. Resettlement from development projects was also among the concerns raised at the session. NA members advised the government to pay attention to arranging suitable areas for the relocated people to earn a living, not only on providing housing, in order to prevent them from reverting to slash-and-burn cultivation. NA members also wanted the government to clarify the targets for a sustainable and green path to development, especially the allocation and planning for the use of natural resources. They were especially concerned about the planning and allocation of the nation's land, planning and allocation of the 3 types of forests, and amendments to the law on land and the law on forestry. NA members also demanded that the Ministry of Industry and Commerce would review the value of exports, which reached only 38% of the target, while the country's trade deficit remained high. They wanted to see no more imports of luxury goods, including luxury cars. In regards to banking, NA members called on the Bank of the Lao PDR to enhance its guidance to Nayobai Bank in revising its loan structure to release loans to the real producers, especially farmers, while penetrating each family rather than releasing large amounts of money to an individual or individuals. The Bank of the Lao PDR has also instructed to enhance the management of commercial banks, financial institutes, and villages development funds to ensure they act in accordance with the law. NA members also demanded the bank ensure closer oversight of public funding immobilization by non-authorized business units and group of individuals which are becoming more widespread in order to prevent the negative social impacts which they may arise.